be part of the dudes.
Hi everybody, welcome to another Rambling with Sips. Holy shit, it's been a long time, hasn't it? I'm sorry it's been so long. I stream a lot now, and the excuse is that when I'm streaming, I'm doing a lot of rambling, and I have nothing to talk about. One thing I don't tend to do while I'm streaming is really update people on stuff that's going on in my life in general. And not only that, things to do with like my channel and stuff as well. So I've got a couple of things that I can update you on. So I thought, why not? I'll sit down, I'll record myself talking for a bit about stuff, and I'll put it up as a ramble, similar to how I was doing sort of like near the start of the year or whatever. A lot of people ask me where they've gone as well. And usually, like I said, the excuse is that I ramble a lot on stream. But we should probably look at bringing them back. I can get people onto them. I could do them. I really enjoy doing them, especially if I can get people on that I don't normally stream with to talk about certain things or just about anything. It probably doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm back. Today is Tuesday, the 1st of September. I am back. I just had a nice weekend in Coventry in the UK at I-55, Insomnia, number 55. It's always a really good event. It's the third year in a row that I've gone to the summer event. And I enjoyed it just as much as I have every year. I got to meet a whole bunch of people that I've never met before. I got to see some people that I've met before at Comic-Con and other Insomnia events and stuff as well. It's such a weird thing. I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I'm always amazed by how many people come out to see us at these events. You know, like 4 years on YouTube is quite a long time. A lot of people sort of come and go on YouTube. Certainly, we don't feel as popular as we once were on YouTube at the height of sort of when we were doing a lot of Minecraft stuff or whatever. So you sort of get to the point where you think like, well, I'm going to start going to some of these events and less people will care and want to come and say hi to us and stuff like that. But it never seems to be the case. There's always like a really big long queue of people waiting to like buy merch and come through and get things signed and say hello. And people will come back through 2-3 times and stuff as well. And it's always awesome. It's always really awesome meeting people, putting faces to people that you sometimes see posting stuff like on Reddit, on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And in the evenings when we're going to like the pub quiz and the casino and whatever else we end up doing at Insomnia in the evenings, we always have people that would just want to come along with us and hang out with us and everything. And it's always really, really good fun. We always have a really nice time. We're always like really tired when we get home, but if you went to I-55, you'll probably feel the same. You're really germy. As you could probably tell, my voice is like a little bit croaky, just from talking to people and touching people. Not inappropriately, but just general sort of like handshaking and shoulder patting and sometimes like hair rubbing and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm not as bad as I have been health-wise coming back from a convention. Normally, I usually come down with some sort of like gigantic man flu, which has me out for about a week. We had a bank holiday yesterday. I just rested all day. It was really nice. I played Diablo. Season 4 has started. We have a clan filled with people that filled up almost instantly. Me and Lewis created a clan on stream because we wanted to get people together that also played Diablo 3 so that we could run groups in the evenings and do stuff. So that's been really fun. I'm already level 70. I got power leveled by a bunch of guys in the clan. And I'm just slowly collecting the gear that I need for my build and stuff. So that was good. I did that yesterday, and I'm not feeling too bad today. Just a bit croaky, but overall, I don't have like a serious case of the man flus, and I feel like at least I can actually do some recording and streaming. I'll do some streaming like later on this afternoon. I've done some recording already as well. So it's been very good. So things are going to be a little bit touch and go over the next couple of weeks. As you get bigger on YouTube, inevitably you sort of get people in to help you do stuff so that you can do more, because doing everything by yourself takes a lot of time, and it takes you away from the stuff that you're sort of meant to be doing. Like, I feel like I turn up, I play games, I talk over those games, and that's sort of like what I'm meant to be doing. And as much as I like editing and stuff like that, it takes up a lot of time, and it takes me away from doing the things that I really want to be doing, which is talking and playing games. So for the live channel, we have this lovely, lovely young man from the US of A called Xanator, who looks after everything on the live channel. So as soon as the stream has happened, he gets everything downloaded in a nice sort of high resolution, if he can. He cuts those all up into sensible chunks that people can then watch on the Sips Live channel. He then goes through hours and hours and hours of live stream footage to put together highlights that we then post as well. And the reason we sort of post the highlights onto my normal YouTube channel and not the live channel is because we want to make people aware that there is a live channel where there is a lot of content. That's not for everybody. Live streaming is definitely like a thing that you have like a taste for. Some people really do not like it, which is understandable. And therefore, they don't really like the highlights either, which is understandable as well. A lot of the stuff that I do is very sort of long-winded and very boring and needs a lot of context as well. Whereas the highlights don't always provide that context, and that puts people off. And some people just don't like the format of that quick sort of 10-minute bursty, oh, here's a compilation of a guy laughing or whatever. But on the other hand, some people really do like it. So again, on YouTube, it's hard to sort of judge what you're doing, how well it's doing, and all that, because you get a real mixed bag of comments back from people, feedback. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people are very vocal about not liking it, and then alternatively, some people will be very vocal about liking it or defending it or whatever. But when you get to a certain size on YouTube, it really does become impossible to please everybody. So you just do your best to balance it out and everything. And I think we're doing okay. I mean, I think the way that things are going and have been really a way to suit me and what's going on in my private life. My wife is pregnant with our second child, which is due at the end of October. We're all very excited for it, obviously. My son, who is going to be 4 soon, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that he's going to be 4. He's going to be starting nursery like every morning on weekdays pretty soon. So that's a huge thing as well that we're trying to get ready for and try to prepare ourselves mentally for. It's really hard when you have like a little person that you've created and that you've sort of nurtured into this world, and you've tried to keep them as pure and innocent as you can by being with them all the time and controlling the things that they do and that they see and all that kind of stuff, to then get to a point where they go off and they're not with you for like half a day, every weekday. So a lot of preparation there as well, but I mean, we're looking forward to it, and I think he's looking forward to it as well. He's going to have a whole bunch of people that he can play with toys with and do stupid stuff like painting and getting himself covered in paint and sand and water and all the stuff that we generally don't let him do at home, because it's a tremendous amount of effort to keep like a house clean when there's paint and sand and everything else involved. So I think he's going to have a fun time, but the whole sort of like shift into streaming and providing content off the back of streaming has really fit in with the fact that I've not always been able to be here, and I've had to take some more time off than I normally would to go away, to go to conventions, to spend time with my family before that and stuff as well. But now things will sort of settle down a little bit. Conventions are all over for the year, for me at least. I won't be doing any traveling for quite some time now, with the baby due very soon. And then, of course, having to be around once the baby is born, because it's crazy and a lot of work. And it definitely takes 2 people and then some to keep everything sort of under control and stuff. But it means that I'll be able to get back into like a nice workflow again, where I can get in and I can record, and I should be able to stream as well. And we'll sort of be able to separate things out based on what people expect to see on what channel and stuff like that as well, which will be nice. So I think going forward, especially for the foreseeable future, things will sort of be as they are, with a couple of new sort of things just for YouTube coming up, which is kind of long overdue. And it'll be nice to get back into the groove of that as well. It's always just about finding the right games that work for like the different platforms. So like for streaming, in my mind, I think, yeah, really long games that involve lots of like looking up things and I need help from the community with and stuff like that Yeah, stream those because it doesn't matter. Like there's a lot of dorking around. There's a lot of just gassing and stuff like that. And it doesn't really matter. You know, it's not something that you can necessarily just cut up into 20 minute chunks and keep it sort of like as a series. It's just something that you either want to watch or you don't. And then we normally have some highlights off the back of those in case people feel like they're missing something or whatever. And then there's stuff that really works well on YouTube as well because it doesn't having throttle gameplay in the game doesn't really mean much. You know, you can record specifically for a certain amount of time, put a bit more production into it and stuff like that, and it's a bit easier to just watch on YouTube. So finding the right games and stuff like that, yeah, we'll do that for sure. And then we'll probably end up getting to a point where highlights are something that goes up alongside normal YouTube content and then maybe just migrates over to the live channel so that if you do watch the live stuff, great. If you don't have time to watch the live stuff, at least the highlights are there so you can sort of keep up, see what's going on, you know, if you feel like you're missing anything or whatever. And then, of course, just doing the regular streaming of games that I'm just happen to be playing at the moment or games that we can get a lot of people involved with. Like the WoW Guild, playing WoW has been very fun. Diablo, not sure how much we're going to stream, but creating a community around Diablo and something that we can all sort of enjoy in our spare time in the evenings and stuff as well has so far been great. I mean, it's nice to be able to log in, see 50 people in your clan active. I don't know if you play Diablo 3 regularly, but as a regular Diablo 3 player, I have to say that that's the first time I've ever seen that. I mean, every clan that I've been a part of has had either just me online or maybe one or two other people. Outside of seasons and patches, it sort of really dies down. It's not a dead game, but it's definitely something that people who have a high threshold for grinding with end up feeling like they're just playing by themselves in the end because most people just migrate back to it when there's a new patch and therefore a new season sort of thing. So it's kind of the way that it goes. So that's been really cool. And then Hearthstone's been very fun to stream as well. People can get involved and do betting for dicks in the chat and everything as well, and that's been very good. But then, of course, we have the added bonus of being able to shove it all up onto YouTube so that people can watch it if they do like to watch long, drawn-out, unedited stuff, or they feel like they're missing out on stuff or whatever. And then, like I said, alternatively, they'll just be the normal YouTube channel with mostly, in the end, just for YouTube stuff, so that there's not too much of a crossover or whatever. It's nice to sort of make people aware that there's a live channel on the main channel sort of thing with the highlights and stuff like that, but it may come to a point where we're just doing like a highlight reel just to make people aware that I've played a game on stream so that they can go over and check it out, and then sort of nothing after that unless it's up on the live channel for highlights or whatever instead. It's just about finding the right balance, and it's just about finding the right content for the right demographics and all that kind of crap, the boring sort of businessy back-end YouTube crap that very few people ever bothered to look into or care about because it is very boring. But it's important too, because these are all people that turn up every day to watch stuff, and it's nice to be able to sort of listen to them and act on feedback and everything. So we'll see how it goes anyway. That's what I'm thinking now. If you've been watching me for a long time, you probably realize that I chop and change things quite regularly. It's just the type of person that I am. I don't like to stick to things for too long unless they're working exceptionally well. Because it's nice to just sort of change things up. I get a lot of satisfaction and energy out of, new and different things. So I tend to just sort of change things around from time to time. But there you go. Excellent. So in terms of people appearing on stream, Lewis has been on a lot recently. It's been very fun. We've really enjoyed sort of playing games like WoW and Hearthstone and stuff together, and we'll continue to do stuff like that as well. Shin is starting to stream more. I think Hat Films are starting to stream more. So there's always the probability of crossovers and collabs and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see. In terms of ramblings, continue and stuff like that, I think we definitely can. I think if I can lock down some sort of like format, or like if we can think of something to talk about, or something that we haven't like covered on a stream before or whatever, it would probably work a bit better. So we could definitely get people on for that. I could do them by myself or whatever. I mean, it's really It's really just depends on availability and what I'm doing and what other people are doing and what there is to talk about or whatever. But I'll try to keep them somewhat consistent. Again, I know this is the first one in a couple of months or whatever. But as usual, just leave me some feedback and let me know what you think. If you're glad that they're back or if you find them boring or whatever. Either way, it's all stuff that I could sort of take into account and act on or not. If you say it's boring, I'm not going to act on. No, I'm just joking. I probably will, actually. If enough people turn around and say that it's super boring, I'll probably just stop doing it. But if enough people really like it and want to see it continued and stuff like that, obviously I'll just keep on doing them. Even if I have nothing to talk about, we can just do like the cool intro music, lead into me going, hey, everybody, I'm back. And then just, 20 to 25 minutes of dead time, with nothing being said, but with some riveting gameplay in the background, of course. And then after all the riveting gameplay's done, I could just be like, okay, well, that's great. That was another ramble. It could be like an ASMR sort of thing. Maybe I could just like pick my nose for 20 minutes and really just sort of increase like the decibel levels of the nose picking so that you can hear like the finger rubbing against all of my manly nose hairs and like inside of my nose and like the squeaking sound of my finger getting like lodged into my nostril and me trying desperately to pull it out without talking and stuff. And then when it like comes out, it can make like a popping noise. And so the whole idea behind ASMR, right, is that you get like that tingly feeling at the back of your neck like when you hear certain sounds or whatever. So maybe the sound of my finger popping out of my nostril going like boop, and then the sound of like, I don't know, my nose hairs coming out, ripping out of my nose with it and then just like fluttering away in the wind will do it for you. I don't know, maybe you'd have to let me know. If any of you guys watch ASMR or listen to it, as it were, you'll have to let me know if that sort of thing is appealing. And then, of course, there'll be like the gentle sound of me sobbing because, of course, nostrils are so fucking sensitive. I don't know if you have any nose hair yet. I mean, as you become an older man in your life, you'll develop nose hairs. And when you have to sort of like pick those out on purpose or accidentally, it's very, very painful. It's about the same as pulling out really, really long, scraggly eyebrow hairs. Because that's really fucking sensitive up there too. So of course, for ASMR purposes, you'll hear me just sobbing away in the background, having a little cry. You'll of course be able to hear like the sound of the salty tears glistening down my face and stuff like that as I cry and sort of talk about how painful my nose is and my eyebrows as well. Because when I pick my nose, of course, I like to pluck my eyebrows at the same time as well. So it's the way that it goes. So updates-wise, I think that might be about it. I think I probably started talking about people who were involved with helping me with the live channel and everything and got massively sidetracked. And I'm sorry about that. I tend to do that. I have an idea of what I want to talk to you guys about. And then I just sidetrack like crazy and forget to finish what I was talking about. Coming back to that, I was talking about Xanator doing the live stuff. So he manages the whole live channel. He puts up the content. He does the highlights and everything, which is great. And I mean, I pay him to do that as well because it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of work for him to do, but he does a very good job of keeping it all maintained and everything, and it's excellent. So he's away on vacation now for 2 weeks. Nina, who works for the Ogscast but does most of my channel art, thumbnails, all that kind of stuff, is also going to be away for a week. So I think over the next 2 weeks, things are going to be a little bit sort of touch and go from time to time. You might notice like bursts of stuff going up onto the live channel, but not as consistently as it has been up until now. And that's just because with Xanator away, unable to do stuff, it just means that he won't be able to cobble the stuff together as quickly as he normally does, which is very quick actually, and very much appreciated. But it'll be for me to do that, and getting it all downloaded and chopped up and stuff consistently may not be something that happens, and we might just be in a situation where he gets back and then the first couple of days that he's back, just oodles and oodles of content goes out on the live channel or whatever. But having said that, there's plenty of content on the live channel, and I don't think anyone has a hope in hell of ever catching up with it, or is even in a position now where they've caught up with it. So maybe it's a good chance to get caught up with no new stuff going up, and then when he's back and stuff starts going back out onto it, then you'll have more reasons to complain about not being able to get caught up because there'll just be hundreds and thousands of hours of boring ass live streams going up onto the channel. But there's that, and also you might notice that some thumbnails might not be done by Nina in the time that she's away as well, because she's going to be away. And she also does a fantastic job of putting together art and assets and thumbnails and everything as well. I think all of my live stream and all of my YouTube channel is all really consistent now with Nina art. She's very, very good at sort of making everything look really wonderfully colorful and exciting and stuff like that. And it's always a nice feeling when you put up a video and you see it go out and it's got this like really nice, unique, artistic thumbnail against it. It's very satisfying having that sort of consistency, but also having such a pro behind you, helping you out and stuff like that as well. Same with Xanator. It's really nice to have a couple of people involved that can sort of help you with stuff and help get things done, especially if you're lazy or you don't have a lot of time, like me in both cases. So I'm very appreciative. Appreciative, maybe? I don't even know. Anyway, evenings with Sips will continue as well. There's a couple in my schedule that I definitely want to do. There's a couple of new games out. Mad Max just came out. I was just watching some guys streaming it, and it looks pretty cool. So I might try that. There's a couple of other games that have come out, a couple of games on the horizon. That's always been a pretty consistent series for me and something that'll never really go away. One-offs are always fun to do. They're always exciting. It doesn't even matter how bad a game is, because you can enjoy any game for about half an hour, can't you? And then some even more so that you come back and play again and again and again. But those will definitely be coming. Like I said, we'll try to get rambles back up consistently with people talking about stuff, not always updates and stuff. I haven't done an update in such a long time. I hope this has been enough of an update. I know some people have been asking for updates and stuff. I think that's about all I need to update you on, or that I can update you on. I mean, I don't think that I have anything that's so private that I wouldn't update people on, but otherwise I've just got a really boring life. I turn up here, I play a video game, I talk over that video game while I play it, and then a whole bunch of videos go up onto YouTube. I don't really do much else. I get home in the evenings and I play video games. I don't really talk over them in the evening, and I don't record them. And then during the day, I play lots of video games, and I just happen to be recording them and talk over them. So there you go. I mean, it's great, but I guess at the same time, maybe not like super exciting and maybe kind of boring, but also great, right? Excellent. All right. Well, I will leave you on that note. I've probably been rambling enough for now anyway. I'll be back next time, maybe with somebody, maybe without. Well, we could probably try to think of something to ramble on about, or at least have some sort of list of things that we can ramble on about. Some of these tend to be super updatey, but the next one hopefully won't be too updatey. Maybe we can get Terps back on for Dad Chat. Lewis is always a possibility, although Lewis, my God, I mean, I can ramble. Holy shit, Lewis can ramble, especially when he's salty about something. Watch out. We could try to get Shin. We could try to get the Hat guys. We could try to get, well, just about anyone. So if you have ideas of people that you'd like to see on this or whatever, let me know. And in the meantime, enjoy. Let me know what you think of content schedules, all that kind of stuff. Leave me feedback on Reddit and Twitch. Twitter. I do appreciate it. Sometimes when things are sort of getting a bit negative or whatever on Reddit or Twitter, if people aren't happy or whatever, it's easy to get fed up and think that you're done and you want to detach yourself or whatever. But it's not always the answer. People. I appreciate that when people are complaining about stuff, they come from a place where they enjoy watching content or listening to content or whatever, and they're genuinely upset at a change or something that doesn't suit them or whatever. And it's not so much about being entitled, and a lot of people are quick to sort of say, stop being so entitled. Everybody, of course, is entitled to feel a certain way about something. Everybody is, of course, entitled to an opinion as well. And everybody has the right to be listened to, too. So if I'm ever snappy at you on Reddit or Twitter or whatever, it's one of those natural things, unfortunately, where, some days you wake up and all you get is negative feedback and you think, fuck this. And, sometimes you do sort of snap back at people and say, well, whatever, or you dismiss them or whatever. But it's not nice, and it's not the way. And if I've ever been like that to you, I do apologize. It's not normally like me to be like that, but from time to time it does happen. I'm not saying it'll never happen again. It probably will. But I've always valued feedback, and I want you to continue giving feedback despite, you may be feeling like it's not worth leaving feedback because, people are defensive on Reddit, or I've been snappy or dismissive or whatever in the past. I do value it, and the way that I've continued to grow my channel and the way I continue to keep doing it, what I'm doing is off the back of people providing feedback, saying that they like stuff, saying that they don't like stuff. So it's very important that I continue doing that. So I do want to hear from you. So if you have an opinion, however sort of whiny or entitled it may sound to you, or if you're worried that people will jump down your throat or whatever, never be afraid to leave it, because I do read pretty much everything, whether I like it or not. And I do try my best to act on stuff that people say to me, or feedback that they leave for me or whatever. So there, I think. Man, that was a fucking ramble, wasn't it? Okay, great. Anyway, well, as usual, thanks very much for listening. I will be back soon with another ramble. We'll get back into sort of YouTube stuff now that I'm sort of less busy, leading up to becoming very busy once again with a baby, of course. But we'll try to get a lot of stuff sort of backlogged in preparation for that, for taking some time off. It doesn't really happen till the end of October, so there's quite some time to go still. And then we'll carry on with the streaming and stream highlights and stream content. Hopefully, most of that will live on the live channel in the future. But leading up to that stuff sort of happening and me covering myself on my YouTube channel, there might still be a little bit of crossover over the next couple of months. But that's the plan anyway. And we'll just see what happens from there. Excellent. I hope that was enough of an update. If there's anything else that you think that I didn't cover or I wasn't too clear on or whatever, of course, let me know on Reddit or whatever, and I can always cover it maybe in the next one or whatever. If you have people you want to see on this, let me know. If you have people you don't want to see on this, let me know. If there's any like taboo topics that you really don't want me to talk about, let me know. If there's like topics that you really love me to talk about, like what my favorite Power Ranger is or whatever at length, fucking let me know, because I am totally up for that. And we'll be back. Great. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.
I want to be part of the stuff crew. I want